Chelsea, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about homework and the effects that it has on students. Homework has been a topic of debate for decades. There has been controversy for years about whether teachers should assign homework to their students, the amount of homework they should assign, or if teachers are assigning homework that is beneficial to all students. Homework should not be sent home as a nightly chore, but instead, schools and teachers should be encouraging students to be involved in extracurricular activities, their community, and spending time with their family. Today I'm going to talk to you about the history of homework and the controversies, students and them not having the support or the environment at home to complete homework, and how students need time to interact socially outside of school. The history of homework and the controversy. The controversy started in the beginning of the 20th century when an anti-homework movement existed in the United States. Educators believed that homework was not enhancing students' learning and that it was more of a burden on students. The anti-homework sentiment faded when the United States had fear of falling behind the Soviet Union, which led to more homework. During the 1960s and 70s, homework was seen as stifling play and creativity, which led to less homework, once again. By the 80s, America's schools were blamed by the government researchers for its economic troubles, which led to increasing homework, once again. The 21st century is a homework-heavy era. American teenagers are now averaging about twice as much time spent on homework as students in the 1990s. A 2015 study found kindergartners were spending 25 minutes a night on homework. And researchers believe that kindergartners shouldn't be spending any time on homework when they get home from school. There has yet to be any research found that homework increases students' academic achievement. The controversy is thrown back on teachers, but it's not always teachers behind the amount of homework that students are bringing home. Students typically are assigned homework by teachers for more than one reason. For instructional purposes, for example, allowing students to review and practice materials taught in class. Homework is also assigned to fulfill school mandates, which are required policies, procedures, or actions that come from federal and state laws and regulations, which require school districts to spend additional money and time to meet these obligations. Some mandates that local schools are facing include education of gifted and talented student plans, No Child Left Behind, revised math curriculum, Common Core, and state testing for grades 3 through 8, and the list goes on. Teachers, schools, parents, and the educational system need to come together and revisit homework and how it's affecting our youth. Some children do not have the support or an appropriate environment to complete homework when they get home from school. Oftentimes, these are the students who need homework practice, which is putting these children at a disadvantage in the classroom. According to Wexler, students from less educated families are most in need of the boost that effective homework can provide because they are less likely to acquire academic knowledge and vocabulary at home. The students who come from lower income families also might not have the technologies and the resources at home to complete homework and projects that are assigned. Wexler says in her article that it is easier for affluent parents to provide a quiet space for their children to do homework, as well as a computer and access to the internet. While that might be true, not assigning homework or assigning ineffective homework can lead to the privileging the advantaged students even further. This can have a negative effect on some students' confidence and success levels when comparing themselves to other students. Students need time to interact socially outside of school. Students spend 6 hours a day in the classroom. They need time to interact socially outside of school by participating in extracurricular activities, spending quality time with their family, and being involved with their community. Denise Pope, a researcher at Stanford University, found that too much homework can have a negative effect on kids because it increases their stress and sleep deprivation, which in return leaves them with less time for family, friends, and activities. She also says that homework should not be assigned as routine practice. Students need time to be children. They should be encouraged to engage in extracurricular activities such as sports, music, hobbies, volunteering in their community, spending time with their family and loved ones, and the list goes on. Extracurricular activities allow students to be involved with other children socially. It allows them to find passion and feel satisfaction outside of the classroom. Children spending quality time with family and loved ones is what keeps open communication between children and families about school, their friends, their emotions, and it teaches kids that it is important to spend time with loved ones. One large survey conducted by the University of Michigan concluded that the single strongest predictor of better achievement scores and fewer behavioral problems was not time spent on homework, but rather the frequency and the duration of family meals. If we think about it, this really shouldn't be surprising. When families actually sit down and talk, when parents and children exchange ideas and truly show interest in each other, kids absorb values, motivation, self-esteem. In short, they grow in exactly those attributes and attitudes that will make them enthusiastic and attentive learners. This is more important than homework. Students being involved in their community is a vital part of their understanding of their society and the impact it has on their future. Although education is a crucial part of a child's life, it is not all they need to be successful individuals when their educational career ends. Today I talked to you about the history of homework and the controversies, students who don't have the support or an appropriate environment at home to complete homework, and students who need time to interact socially outside of school. Schools, current teachers, future teachers, and parents. Let's create a positive learning experience for all students, both inside and outside the classroom. Let's engage students in learning because they want to learn. And let's engage students in extracurricular activities so they have a better future. Without social skills, life experience, and family, education will never be enough for them to survive and make a positive impact on society and be successful individuals. As Lily Tomlin says, I like a teacher who gives you something to take home to think about besides homework. Thank you for listening.